So Shaun Mkhize can now officially add internationally recognized reality star to her Twitter bio. The businesswoman and her son, Andile Mpisane, both received nominations at the 4th Annual Hollywood African Prestigious Awards. Now, her reality show, Shaun Mkhize, is recognized in the Best Reality TV Show category, and the show has often trended on Twitter, and it's certainly become a firm favorite with South African viewers. Let's give you a snippet.
Njengamanje ngihamba nge-ofisini uAisha ubenza ama-working my accountant ubenza ama-working zale ndaba yami lengapheli no-SARS ngithi manje sihambile saya enkantolo no-SARS uSARS warula into ayirulile so manje uSARS fanele athathe lento erule ubaba enkantolo bakujaji ayifake kwisystem yami ukuze kube mnandi khalo ma-king the kings afezoba mnandi bese befake lento iphume lapha yayicourt.
Well, Shaun Mkhize herself is with us on the AM Report this morning to talk about this international recognition. Welcome and congratulations.
Thank you.
So tell us about this journey. You know, where did it begin? How has it been so far?
It began with me wanting to find my identity. Because for me, I needed to find my identity. My identity somewhere along the line was lost. So I said the best possible place for me to find my identity was to do this reality show. And yeah, I think whilst I was finding my identity, I've inspired a lot of people, and it became such what it is today.
Yeah, yeah. So who is Shaun Mkhize?
Shaun Mkhize, it's just a girl from next door who comes all the way down from Mbumbulu. You see Mbumbulu, you know what does that mean?
Tell me.
Okay, you take, you know the milli-milli?
Yes.
You know when you eat the milli-milli, that thing that left over on the milli-milli?
Yes.
Yeah, you take that thing and then you brush your hair with. That's where I'm coming from. It's just a simple girl from next door.
Listen, a simple girl who looks fantastic for our interview today and who always, during your reality show, is dressed to the nines. How much of that is your everyday life, this reality show? And how much of it is for the reality show?
Okay. I think everything that you see on the reality show, there was nothing that was scripted there. Whatever happened on the reality show, it's me.
Yes.
You know, it's real. And I know and I understand you saying when you look at me dressed up, you know, this dressing up like this, it's a cover-up actually. I'm a very shy person. And you know, when I dress up, you know, so when I walk in, people must look like, okay, they must concentrate on the outfit and not realizing that she's just a shy girl.
So that is your aim, for people to have a look at your outfit?
Yes. Look at that and not focus on my shyness.
Well, you don't come across as very shy, even now. Tell us about some of your highlights in the reality show.
Some of my highlights in the reality show, I think it was when Andile came across and asked me to say, Mommy, bring this proposal to me. Because my kids, they know for sure that they have to come to me and bring a proposal. Nothing comes easy. They need to convince me that their proposal is worth me assisting them into whatever that they want to do. I think for me, when Andile, the preparation of Andile to the song and how the song has come out to the end, that was my highlight. And let me think what else. Oh, the first episode. You know, when I introduced myself to the world for the first time, not being introduced by the media, as you know, people, they know the Shaun for the media. So when I introduced myself and welcomed the people to my life as Shaun, I think that was the highlights, the way people have received me. I think it was very touchy.
And I mean, you're constantly trending on social media, constantly trending on Twitter, especially for your line, Akiri, Akiri. So tell us about where that comes from.
Akiri, it's not the Sotho Akiri. Oh. This is a Zulu Akiri. So I know sometimes people, they get confused and they want to spell it as A-K-E-R-E.
Yes.
Yes, it's A-K-I-R-I. That's Mkhize's Akiri. You know, it's like the braid. You know these braids that they call Mkhize's braid. So that Akiri is Mkhize's Akiri. Yeah.
So I want to just take a step back and go back to this decision that you made to document your life. You say, and you've in fact mentioned it to me just now, that a lot of the time the media has spoken about your family. So this was your chance to tell the story from your own point of view.
And it felt very good. You know, when you're telling your story, it becomes so different than someone else telling the story that he doesn't know or she doesn't know. So for me, it was just telling my story, at the very same token, gaining my identity.
Yeah. When you decide on, in any given day when you're filming, when you're deciding on the direction of the show, is that all up to you? How much of it is directed from behind the scenes?
Okay, what happens with me? Number one, I was never been into the space of the cameras, you know, these big cameras. Sometimes they're intimidating.
Yes.
And what happened to me, I must give credit to the bar leader, because they managed to capture the right moment at the right time. There were so many episodes that they've took because they used to follow me every day, you know, and they've managed to put everything together and it becomes the proper thing that you people were seeing. And for me, everything that was there, it's the moment that they've captured as we go along. And there was no direction and there was no scripting. It was just them following me, capturing the moment, and they give it to the world.
Now, I wonder how many of your fans actually know this about you. The fact that you studied accounting and you, long before this reality show, had made your name in construction, in fact. This is long before your TV reality show stardom.
You know, I am a go-getter, and for some reason, I always want to do things that are challenging, and it gives me the satisfaction when I do something that people think it's impossible, and I go there and I do it. So for me, that gives me the satisfaction. It's like the same thing when, you know, when you come to the car and you have to do that parallel parking. And you know me, sometimes I drive that big car. This is my favorite car that I drive, the Dodge, that big car.
Yes.
So when I drive that big car and you'll find people standing and I need to park in a parallel parking, and they'll be like, how does she think she's going to park this car on this thing? And I'll be like, I'll look like this and I'll be like, okay. So I think I'm not going to park this car, and I'll be like, and when I put it in, I'll be like, you see, I did it.
Yeah. So speaking about impossible feats that you like to accomplish in your life, surely among those is this Hollywood African prestigious awards. I understand it's three nominations that you have, in fact, you and your son.
Yes, me and my son, it's 3, but we are only here for the reality show. My son has got 2.
Okay. And tell us more about it.
You know, it's quite an honor, you know, to be noticed. And come to think about it, my show was in Zulu, you know. Yes, there were subtitles there, but it was in Zulu.
And there are so many other shows.
And there are so many other shows.
Yeah.
For them to picnic this show, and which was in Zulu, by the way, and in Hollywood, hello. For me, it's quite interesting, and it's fascinating, and I'm humbled and impressed. You know, it's I don't know how to explain the feeling, but it's quite an amazing feeling.
So what is Mkhize's post-lockdown plan? The immediate thing that you want to do, let's say when we get to level 1 of the lockdown, our borders are open, international travel is allowed again.
For me, yes, I want to travel, but during lockdown, there's so many things that I've seen, and there's so many things that I would like to tackle. I need to get to the people. I need to be that first stop person to see how can I get to the people and see how can I change people's life. You know, when I was sitting during lockdown, there's so many things that came to me. There's so many realization, you know, of the things that I see, how much of our people here are suffering and how much of our people here are taking things for granted and not understanding the power that they have within them. So my goal post-lockdown is to see how can I touch people's life.
Is this going to form part of maybe what we can expect from season 2?
Maybe.
You don't want to give anything away? Just give us a little teaser.
All what I can tell is going to be interesting.
Okay.
And it's going to be different. You know, season 1 was about finding myself. Now, season 2 must be about the Shaun Mkhize, the businesswoman.
Oh.
And the Shaun Mkhize who touches people's life. You know, there's so many people who want to understand, who want to know, how did Shaun get to where she is today? Where did it start? How did it happen? How is Shaun day-to-day run, you know, from the morning till the afternoon? So season 2 is about Shaun Mkhize, the businesswoman, Shaun Mkhize, who touches people's life.
Something
That's all
to
I
look
can
forward
give you.
to. Well, thank you so much for coming into studio and being with us here on the AM Report. That is Shaun Mkhize, businesswoman. She's also a reality star, and very, very soon she'll be adding internationally recognized reality star to her Twitter bio. All the best with those awards as well.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming in.